Let's have a look at all the features and controls on the Pictar Pro. The first control that I'd like to explain to you is the shutter. It has two positions, half press and full press. Half press allows you to lock the exposure and the focus, and then the full press takes the picture. The next button I'd like to explore is the zoom function, and the zoom's found here on the front of the unit. It's a rocker switch, and a rocker switch allows you to give you a smooth zoom function, which is very useful for video performance. You just indent it one way and the other to go in and out. And then there's a really neat feature. You can press the zoom function inwards, and it brings up the zoom speed. You can scroll your way through the different zoom speeds. Now, changing the zoom speed is really useful. That allows you to, in stills photography, to zoom in really quickly from one scene to another. Or conversely, on video, you might want to do a slow pan shot, for instance, and you want to do that very slowly, so you slow the zoom speed right down. That's the zoom speed. The next wheel I'd like to explain to you is the exposure compensation. Exposure compensation is a really useful function. For example, if you're on the beach in bright sunlight, then the automatic light meter function usually overexposes your picture, and while the sky might be in, the person that you're taking the picture of will be very, very overexposed. And that's where you can take a picture like this, which is very, very overexposed, and you can change the exposure, and darken it till you get it so that the subject, which is the person you're taking the picture of, is actually exposed correctly. So a really, really useful function to have at your fingertips on your Pictar Pro. Secondly, you can indent this. If you've got a twin lens phone, you can press the lever down, and that changes you from one lens to another. The next really useful control to have at your fingertips is the ability to change modes without going to the screen all the time, and that is this wheel here. Just turn it one way and another, and all the different modes are available there for you instantaneously. You can also indent this one, press this button down, and that switches the camera. You can see the studio in the background, from one camera to another. The next feature is the LED light, which has 4 statuses. When you turn the item on, Pictar actually doesn't have an on and off switch, so if you activate any of the buttons on the Pictar Pro, that turns the unit on, and the LED light pulses gently to show that the battery status is good. If the battery is low, the LED flashes rapidly, and that's an indicator for you to attach the micro USB cable and start charging the unit. The third status is while it's charging, it also pulses rapidly to show that the power is going into the unit, and then when the battery is completely full, the LED status changes from rapidly pulsing to a continuous tone. So next to the LED is the cold shoe mount, which is here on the top. It's a universal fitting, so all devices with a cold shoe mount will fit in there. Just simply slide your unit here, and I'm using our Pictar light to do that here, and then just screw down the locking mechanism, and that will hold it in position. Next, I'd like to show you the viewfinder. We devised the viewfinder for situations like when you're on a very sunny beach and you can't see the screen. The viewfinder it really comes in useful then. It pops open like that, so it's really nice and portable. You slot it into position like this. You can see the image is shrunk down. Now, the first time you buy the product, the image will not be in the correct position. So there's a little icon there. Press that, and that allows you to move the viewfinder to the correct position depending on the size of your phone. You can see I'm touching the control here, just bringing that image into position. And And there you are, you've got the viewfinder now correctly positioned. A lot of the information that's on the big screen is also shown inside the screen, so you can see things like exposure, the focusing wheel and stuff like that is all in there ready for you to view. And then when you want to remove the item, take it out and the image automatically comes to full screen again. So if your Pictar unit is low on power, the LED will start to flash rapidly. You know that you've got to get your micro USB cable, attach it to the position here on the side, just slide it into position and attach the other end to a charging unit and apply that into the wall and recharge your unit. While it's charging, it'll flash rapidly to show that the unit is in charging mode, and then once the battery is completely full, the LED status will change to a continuous tone and you know that the item is completely charged and ready to be disconnected. The Pictar Pro has a number of connection points where you can attach accessories to your mobile phone, and on the base of the product is one of the most important ones, which is the tripod mount. Now, the ability to put your phone onto a tripod is really, really important. There are all sorts of photos and video situations where stability is absolutely crucial. If you're doing a pan shot, for instance, the last thing you want to do is have any wobble. So here's the tripod mount. You simply screw that into any tripod. It's a standard fit, 1/4 Whitworth, and there you have got the most firm position for any of your shots that you might be wanting to take. On the side of the Pictar Pro, we've cut a little access port here so that you can get on an iPhone, you can get at the Lightning connector, or on an Android phone, it's either USB-C or a micro USB. And that allows you to connect, in this case, the power, but you can also attach other accessories directly into the unit. So if you've got you want to run a microphone, for instance, directly into the Lightning connector, that's possible. So that's a really useful way of either keeping your phone fully charged or topping it up as you go along, or it's got the ability to, as I said, to add accessories like microphones. Here on the underside of the unit is the reset button. Now the reset button you're probably never going to use in the entire time you own the Pictar Pro, but in some very rare circumstances the power may get to a level where the software becomes corrupted, and to reset the unit you simply get a pen and press the reset button, and that resets the software again and brings it back to where it was before. As I said, it's a very unlikely situation that you're going to need that, but it's there if you do.